Check 1 2, check 1 2. We're going to start in about 1 minute, so grab a beer, grab a seat. Hurry up, Keith, get a beer. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If anything, I want to be punctual because I'm hoping the rest of our weekend runs the same. It is 6 p.m. on Friday. Welcome to the third annual Destination NACWC Bass Open, the largest largemouth/smallmouth tournament on the East Coast, and also for you guys, the highest paying. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're happy to have you here. My name's Donald Patterson. For those of you who may not know me, most of you probably do. I'm the guy with the red hair and the big mouth. I am your MC for the weekend, and I'm also your tournament director. So I'm the guy that gets to make the tough decisions that hopefully none of you guys make me make. So we have 73 teams currently in the field, representing Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI, and also the state of Maine this year. So for the first time ever, we were going to welcome an American team. It's getting dry in here already. So before I ramble too much, which most of you know I can do, I'm going to call on Mayor Tim Fox to come say a few words.
Don't clap yet, you haven't heard me speak yet. Everybody hear us okay up top there? Okay. Folks, it's our pleasure to host this event again this year, and we're really excited for the weekend. It's become a bit of a normal thing in my house, actually, because Tanya does all the organization, and I just run for stuff. But we've come to enjoy putting this on and putting this together. And the other thing is, I think that our staff in the community. I don't know if you've been down to the site yet, but if you haven't, our recreation staff put everything together down there, and every year it gets a lot easier, and they do an amazing job with our waterfront down there. So I want to give them credit where credit's due. We've got some new teams this year, and that's a great thing. We want to continue to get new teams year after year, and I guess the main thing for us is we want you to go away from here with an experience that, this was a great time, and that we had a great tournament. I've heard different stories, and I expect this from fishermen. Some of them have been saying, oh, the fishing's great, and some of them have been saying the fishing's terrible. So it'll be interesting to see how things turn out tomorrow. Last thing I want to say, I guess, before I turn it over to Greg McFarland. Greg's our deputy mayor, but he's also chair of our Destination NACWC Economic Development Corporation. And I don't know if we can express how much you guys mean to us, because we really we enjoy putting this on, but at the same time you're giving to our community when you come here, and that means a lot to us. It's a big economic benefit for our community, and we certainly want to show our appreciation to you for coming. So that's we appreciate it, and we like to support your sport and promote your sport, and we'll continue to do that because it pays dividends to us. So appreciate it. Tight lines tomorrow, and everybody enjoy themselves tonight, and we'll see you bright and early in the morning. Greg?
Thanks, Tim. Tanya gave me a lesson on how to speak into a mic, so I got it right up here at my face. Thanks, John. Just to echo what Tim said, I just want to thank you all for being here. I got involved in municipal politics about 7, 8, 9 years ago, and you guys were coming here at that time doing some fishing. We saw an opportunity to build some more infrastructure here. We consulted with many of you about how to build a marina and learn from you guys on how to host a tournament. We built the marina, and our vision, we're seeing our vision unfold over the last 3 years. We're just trying to leverage the fishery, lost the mic. What's that? I can't talk that loud. And leverage the fishery and promote the sport and promote the region. So I can't thank you you fishers, your anglers as you know. I just really want to thank you and wish you all the best of luck. And every dollar you spend in the community helps small businesses. So we really appreciate you being here, and we look forward to keeping this tournament growing year over year. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg. I know you guys are all anxious. You've got tackle to prepare. You're sitting here drinking a beer, and you don't want to listen to me ramble all night. So I'm going to try to be relatively quick, but we got a lot of stuff to cover. First off, the planning committee, for lack of a better term for this organization, I want to make sure that we acknowledge the appropriate people. Mayor Tim Fox, his wife Tanya, thank you to them. Myself, tournament director for the NB Bass Tour this year. Ryan Hood, I know he's around here or was around here somewhere from the NB Bass Tour. Pat Olson from the Fredericton Capital Region Tourism. Pat, if you're here, just raise your hand. I know you're around somewhere there at the back. Thank you, Pat. Jason Forrester from Advatech Systems. He will be running our scales. For those of you who are familiar with Jason and his scales, they make my life so much easier. Wilf Edmond, Jeff Wilson, thank you as always for invaluable input. We want to thank in advance the students and the team from Acadia University that will be here once again assisting with some scientific research, tagging of fish, and helping with our release program. And our NB Bass Tour volunteers who will be here working the event for you guys this weekend. Those volunteers include the aforementioned Ryan Hood, Joe Thompson, who's sitting over here to my left, your right, Dean Jones, who's over here as well, Scott Blair, Tina Blair, Jordan Blair. These are all faces you guys all know. My lovely wife, Lanny, who's hiding there at the back, Parker Thompson, and myself. So if you see these shirts, I'm the only one. It's too hot in here. I didn't make the rest of them wear theirs tonight. But anyone wearing one of these shirts over the weekend, if you have a question, come find one of us, and we'll be happy to help. And then, of course, we have some local volunteers that will be assisting with the boat launch. We have Pierre Ruel, and I apologize if I say that last name wrong, and Tim Kane. So thank you to them as well. So let's have a round of applause for all the volunteers that have helped put this event together. Now, Mayor Fox was kind enough to prepare what I would call a script. And for anyone who knows me, I'm not big on scripts. You give me some talking points and I'll ramble. Oh, it's Tanya that prepared the script. They're over there arguing, so. But I've added some notes of my own. First off, Rick Law, are you here this evening? Okay. Rick is supposed to be registered to fish with Gary Boudreau, and I'm sure many of you know Gary. Within the last few days, Gary suffered a stroke while fishing in the Miramichi. So we just want to send best wishes to Gary and his family for a speedy recovery. Hopefully he'll be back here with us next year. So, when you see Rick, because Rick is coming to fish, he was either going to find another partner or he was still coming to fish solo. So when you see Rick, make sure you extend best wishes to Gary as well. We need to take a minute to acknowledge all of those who built the sport here on the East Coast. Over the last 30, 35, 40 years, people have been running tournaments, different organizations. This particular event has been run by a number of groups over the years. And, this long weekend in May is one of the longest consistently running events in Canada. So we need to pay tribute to all of those who helped build this sport in the Maritimes, and for those who have gone before us who are no longer here with us. So just take a minute to remember those people and to thank those people. And then we need to take a minute, if I can ask my lovely wife to come to the front here. We need to take a minute and thank the people who aren't as crazy as all of us and who haven't necessarily been competitive or jumping into the world of competitive fishing. Thanks to a local artist down in the St. Andrews area, a business called Nixie Knox Gallery, our friends at the Hook and Paddle Kayak Organization introduced me to her. We have, at the NB Bass Tour, would like to ask Tim and Tanya to come to the front for a minute. Both of yous get over here. Tim and Tanya have embraced what it is to embrace tournament anglers. They have welcomed some into their home. They have welcomed us as friends, and they have welcomed us as extended members of their community. So from the NB Bass Tour, I'd like to present you with a gift of appreciation. And how about a round of applause for Tim and Tanya? We'd love to give gifts to everybody involved, but let's face it, that gets a little excessive, probably a little expensive. So Tim and Tanya, I hope you enjoy those. Now we'll see if I can drop a microphone. Now, as we all know, we need the people to organize, but then we need our sponsors, the businesses and industry that support us all. I'd be here all night if I list them all off. I'm going to list off some key ones, and then you'll see the others will get mentioned throughout the weekend, different times, and this sort of stuff. So obviously our headlining sponsor, Destination Nakwik Economic Development Corporation, thank you to them. Fredericton Capital Region Tourism. Tourism New Brunswick, Ignite, they are providing the Daily Lunker cash prizes. Yeti Coolers, they are providing our Yeti hot seats, coolers, and bottles, and some swag for the team events, and also youth event and some spectator prizes. Plano Fenwick, providing Lunker prizes for the weekend. Ryan's Pharmacy, sponsoring the early bird registration draw. Bass Pro Shops, providing prizes for the Kids Fishing Derby. Jeff Wilson, thank you to Jeff. If you didn't see them over here in front of the table, we have some jerseys from the the Pan Am event back in September. One of them is signed by, I believe it's all the different team captains for the different countries that competed. And the other one's a young fellow by the name of Cooper Gallant that some of you may be familiar with. That's actually a jersey that Coop wore during the competition and then signed it. So that's here as a prize as well. The Big Axe Brewery, thank you to our hosts this evening for the food and refreshments. Advitech Systems, as we mentioned before. Spicer Cole Fine Jewelers, the beautiful watches that will go to the champions at the end of the weekend that are over here on the table. Linac Lithium, Rainers Automotive, the largemouth lunker. You might double down. You might win Daily Lunker and a Linac Lithium battery for bringing the biggest largemouth to the scale for the weekend. That will be thanks to Linac and Rainers Automotive. Old Dutch Food, providing chips for the kids' derby and the lunches. Subway, Anthony Design Art Signs, I know you're here somewhere. That's your boat stickers, your tournament stickers. Lucky Strike, more stuff for the kids' derby. Watershed Fishing Apparel, they are staffing our youth derby and supplying some prizes. Dorian Outfitters. Dorian's is helping us with a secret weight prize, heaviest bag on day 2 outside the top 20, and 100 rods and reels for all the participants of the Youth Derby. And the Youth Derby is 100% full. 100 young people will be on this shoreline Sunday fishing. Minnow Tackle Shop, hats for the Youth Derby, the Bubba Pro Scales, and also the Minnow Tackle Shop Rookie Rewards. I do have to take a minute to mention that. Throughout the weekend, if you are a team who neither member has ever fished a bass tournament of this nature, I'm not talking stripers, I'm talking smallmouth or largemouth. If neither member of your team has ever fished a bass tournament of this nature, you need to come see me over the weekend, because on Sunday, one rookie team will win back their entry fee, but it has to be a legitimate rookie team. Legend Boats, Patterson Sales, and Mercury Marine. Everyone who's fishing here this weekend, including those 100 kids, will get a ballot on a boat to be drawn in October. We're giving away a 14-foot Legend wide body Mercury motor package, and everyone here, including those 100 young people. So could you imagine being 10 years old and all of a sudden on October 5th, I believe the date is, I'm standing out there and I draw your name and say, hey, 10-year-old Johnny, you just won your first boat. So all of those kids are getting a shot at a boat. And every event you fish with the NB Bass Tour this year, you will receive a ballot. And it's not for the team, it's for each member. So 1 boat, 2 people, 2 ballots per event. Canada Bass, our NB Bass Tour series this year is giving an opportunity to fish for Team Canada. Someone asked me, they said, is this just a chance to go to Ontario and fish in the qualifier? No, this is a spot on Team Canada, and it will not cost, you're always going to spend money, but your expenses for the trip are covered by Canada Bass. So throughout the year, we're going to do some additional fundraising to help donate to Canada Bass to cover the expenses of our Atlantic Canadian team. But someone on the East Coast is going to compete for Team Canada in 2026 in the Pan American Black Bass Championships. Dorian's and Crush City. I mentioned Dorian's before. Each of you received a set of ballots in your prize pack or in your registration pack that you got at the door this evening. This little bucket's going to be sitting around weigh-in on Saturday and Sunday. Those ballots are for a sportsmanship prize. It's called the Crush City Dorian's Crushing It Sportsmanship Award. You see someone do something worthy of a nomination, you fill out the ballot, you put it in that bucket. We'll award a $500 Crush City prize pack at the end of the weekend for the top sportsman or sportswoman of the event. We've got some door prizes here. We're going to announce more of those as we draw the prizes rather than me just continuing to ramble. So at this point in time, we're going to start by drawing a few of the early prizes. We're going to start with the early bird registration prize. So anyone who was registered before the end of March, I believe it was, March 31st, was given a ballot to win back their entry fee. Now, if you registered before the end of March, but you're not here at this meeting, you don't get a chance because you weren't here to put your ballot in. So for those of you that are here, your odds of winning your entry fee back just got better. Has everybody put in their ballots? The ballots that were in your registration kits you got at the door, has everybody put in their ballots? Going once, going twice. Oh. Tanya just asked me to mention that if you have the lunches that were available to be ordered, we have a list. So as you come up, if you had those lunches ordered, we'll be on a list. We'll just cross you off as we provide you with your lunch in the mornings. So is that it? Last call for ballots for the early bird? Oh, somebody's digging back there. Right over there. Okay, I think that's it. We're going to draw first for the early bird registration prize. So somebody's about to win their entry fee back. I don't want to get too close to that speaker. It could get really hard on everyone's ears. So Tim, bring that over here. Greg McFarland is going to come draw that for us. This is sponsored by Ryan's Pharmacy. Greg is here representing them. Team number 27, Gilby and McDonald, one of our Nova Scotia teams. Those guys are now $400 richer, so I guess beer's on them, right? Gilby and McDonald, congratulations, you just won your entry fee back. Next up, we're going to do some door prizes. We'll do some door prizes right off the bat. We're going to do a Bubba Pro Series Smart Scale donated by Minnow Tackle. Greg once again is drawing. Team number 50, Brad Burrows. Team number 50, Brad Burrows. That is the Bubba Smart Scale, or one of them. I believe we have two to give away throughout the night. Next, we have donated by the Big Axe Brewery 2 tickets to the beer festival and some swag. Who would hate tickets to a beer? Whoever wins this, if you don't want tickets to a beer festival, I kind of like beer. Team number 4, Brian Norman. Brian Norman. Next up, from 506 Tackle, Rob and Wendy, we have a hat and a lore mystery box. I'm not sure what's inside the box. I never looked. Team number 56, Kyle Nixon. Kyle Nixon, you win the 506 Tackle prize pack. Thank you, Rob and Wendy. Kyle, where you at? Kyle, come to the front when you hear your name. Oh, I see your hand up top there. Next up, we have a Fredericton Capital Region Tourism swag pack. Thank you to Fredericton Capital Region Tourism and Mr. Pat Olson. Courtney Tower. Courtney Tower, where are you? Courtney hiding up top there somewhere. He's got to come down and grab his prize. Next up, compliments of Jeff Wilson. We have the Cooper Gallant autographed Team Canada jersey. Cooper Gallant autographed Team Canada jersey. Who's got a man cave or a fishing room that would look good on the wall? How about team number 26, Sean Fancy? Team number 26, Sean Fancy. I'm looking around, I don't see anyone reacting. On his way, perfect. Sean, Cooper Gallant. And the last one we're going to do for right now. Congratulations, Sean. Hopefully you've got somewhere to put that. The last one is a one-night stay at the Nakwik Motel. So, you want to come up and do a little fishing trip and you need a one-night stay at the Nakwik Motel, perfect time. Expires 1 year, so you can use it for the tournament next year. I apologize if I pronounced the first name wrong. It looks like Sage Ledwidge. Team number 70. Coming down the stairs. Oh, perfect. Here he comes. So that's a one-night stay at the Nakwik Motel. So we got a bunch more to give away before we're done. Okay. Now we're just going to go through morning procedures. Something we've all done before, but we just want to make sure everyone's on the same page. Everyone knows what is expected of them in the morning. Okay, when you arrive in the morning, you're going to be greeted by Mayor Fox. What a cheerful face to see first thing in the morning. Better than me, I guess. At that point, you'll proceed to the boat inspection area. I believe currently we plan on Dean Jones and Joe Thompson doing boat inspections, so keep an eye out for them in the morning. They'll be there to make sure you're ready to go. After inspection, proceed down to the ramp to launch. There will be both ramps open, and we will be there. There will be someone there to help guide you if necessary. I know most of you have done this thousands of times, but if someone needs help, don't be afraid to ask. After you launch your boat, proceed to the parking. There will be a volunteer directing everyone where to park. And at the end of the day, obviously, when there's boats coming out of the water, please be very cautious of the other boats around the marina and the parking lot, because it can get to be very busy. When you arrive, if you need to prep your boat, or if you arrive before 5 a.m., check-in does not start until 5 a.m. If you arrive before 5 a.m. or you need to pull covers off or prep your boat, pull into the parking lot of the mall across the street. Do not pull into the arena until you are ready. Covers off, ready to start, ready to get inspected, then come across the street into the parking lot. 5 a.m. tournament staff will start receiving boats. As I said, once you reach the parking lot, Mayor Fox will greet you. If I had a laser pointer, I'd point, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Follow around the back side of the arena, and then you're going to come down and launch at one of the two ramps, and then head up to park. Parking area number 1 will be up here. Parking area 2 will be on the grass here. We will have volunteers to direct you as the parking areas fill up. If you are going to breakfast at the Lions Club, get your boat launched and your truck parked. Don't leave your truck sitting in the middle of a parking lot and go for breakfast, and then we're all scratching our heads saying, who is this? And then people are saying, well, are we going to take off on time? Are we going to take off late because these boats aren't in the water? And get your boat in the water, then go have breakfast. As I said, by the time you get in the parking lot for boat inspection, make sure your boat is ready. Prep in the parking lot of the mall across the street. Do not wait until you are at the ramp to take your straps off. Your front strap, yeah, if you've got a boat that slides easy, you guys know your rigs, we don't. Don't dump your rig on the ground. But if you can take your straps off early, take your straps off early. Take as much off strap-wise as you can before you get to the ramp. Lions Club breakfast will start at 5:30 each morning. Teams who have prepaid would have received breakfast vouchers in your package you got when you got here today. If you haven't prepaid and you want to go for breakfast, it's $15 a person, cash only. And there will also be an additional donation jar if you want to tip for additional funds going to the Lions Club. As mentioned previously, if you've ordered lunch, as part of your registration, lunches will be handed out at the marina, and we have a checklist. We'll just check your name off and provide you with your lunch. So there's no vouchers or anything for that. Saturday afternoon during weigh-in, Pizza Twice will be selling pizza by the slice on the grounds down by the weigh-in, so you'll be able to grab a bite while you're there, waiting for weigh-in or watching weigh-in. And staff will be on hand to fuel boats at the marina Saturday afternoon only. So if you wish to fill up before you even take your boat out of the water and save running to a gas station, you can do so. I think we've got a little extra news on that with regards to the gas at the marina for this event.
So, in order for you to save money, we've put a discount on our fuel for the weekend for the bass tournament. I believe today up the hill, it's like 158.9. If you fuel up at the marina tomorrow afternoon after you weigh in, the price is going to be $1.50.9. So we're knocking 8 cents a liter off for the tournament. So, but make sure we're not going to have staff there Sunday morning. So make sure if you're going to fuel up on Saturday afternoon after you weigh in. And we're going to have our staff on hand to roll everybody through as quick as we can. So, yeah, we made that decision this morning. So
and that's 8 cents a liter off a gas station price. Most on the water prices are normally even higher again. So thank you to the town of Nakoik for doing that. Most of you guys like letting those outboards eat a little bit, so a few cents here and there definitely adds up in a hurry. Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. there will be a barbecue hosted by the grade 8 from the middle school. Proceeds going to the year-end trip. That will be a donation, by donation, cash only. They will be located on the lawn near the weigh-in tent. So those are the basic procedural notes. Anyone have any questions on morning procedure, afternoon procedure? Like I said, it's something most of us have done hundreds, if not thousands of times. Yes, they will. If you're one of the first ones in and there's a slip available, you'll be able to do so. So for anyone who didn't hear that, if you're launching to go for breakfast, the gates on the docks at the marina will be open, so you can tie up to the docks there and come through the dock that has the gate on it. And as most of you know, beaching a boat here is not really all that hard on it. It's a pretty good spot to do that. So obviously, most of you have probably reviewed the rules on the Destination Nakoik registration site, and there is a hard copy in your welcome packages. First thing I want to mention, I had a couple people ask me about the location of the stickers, the cowling stickers with your takeoff number. We want those on the right side, the driver's side of your engine cowling, because you're going to be going by the docks where I will be standing with a check-in person, and we'll check you off as you go. I think they got another question.
I have something to say. Hi, everyone. Guys up top in the cheap seats, it's very difficult to pay attention to what our speaker is saying because we're hearing a bunch of noise from up top. Please, if you can, just focus, and the meeting will be over shortly that way. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As I was saying, registration stickers, your cowling, your sticker team numbers, they're going to go on the right side of your engine cowling. So as you roll by the dock before you proceed to where the blast-off boat is, I will be on the dock and we'll be checking off your numbers to make sure everybody's there and in order. As I said before, 5 a.m. The ramp will open, inspection will open. At 5 a.m., the volunteers and staff will be there ready to go. 5:30, the Lions Club breakfast will begin. By 6:30, we would like everybody in the water if possible. I know there's going to be stragglers, but let's try for 6:30 in the water, starting to line up to get ready for blast-off. Because when you've got 73 boats lining up, it takes a few minutes to get everybody in order. If we want to be blasting off by 7 at the latest, we got to have the bulk of the boats getting in line by 6:30. As everybody gets checked in, Tanya will be down giving out boat numbers, your hard copy takeoff numbers. Boats 1 through 15 push off. If you don't already have your number, you come in, you get it from Tanya, you push off, and you go out and you proceed to build that 1 through 73 line. At this point, once everybody is in the water, we have a young lady by the name of Lily Wright. She's the Nakawik Millville First Princess. Will be singing "O Canada." Obviously, at that point, I expect to see everybody turn your big engines off, stand up, remove your hats. You know, let's show a little respect as that young lady sings "O Canada." If there's any last-minute instructions, you will receive them at that time, and then we'll fire the big motors and we'll get ready to go to work. If everybody's in the water a few minutes early, you might get a few minutes extra of fishing time, but our plan is to take off by no later than 7 a.m. Angling hours will be from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, Atlantic Daylight Time. Those can be adjusted if necessary if we have a fog delay, but they cannot exceed whatever our variance says from the Department of Natural Resources. So, any adjustment we may be able to provide will be minimal at best. Takeoff position for day 1 will be determined by a random draw here this evening. And day 2, takeoff position will be done by a random draw. After you weigh in, you will physically draw a number. I already mentioned the location of the stickers. We are doing a trickle start. This is not a shotgun start. So everyone will be lined up, single file, in their assigned takeoff position, and will be cleared by the tournament director, and then will proceed by the blast-off boat and will be given the green light to hit that throttle a little bit harder. Until you pass the takeoff boat, it is no wake, it is idle only. Check-in time at the end of the day, 4 p.m. Anything later than 4 p.m. will be penalties assessed. We will have a boat and an observer out double checking and watching for returns. So if you think you're going to sneak in at 4:01 or 4:02, we will have someone watching. Anyone not back by 4 p.m. on the dot. We will use a line of sight rule. If you are broke down or you are having mechanical issues, if you can see the marina, even if you're off in the distance, every one of you has my phone number on the sheet you were given tonight. I want you to call me. Jeff Wilson, don't you dare. Anyone who's been through this before with me understands what I'm saying. Oh, wait, he's got no signal here. This is the perfect spot. But yeah, call me. If you have a line of sight and we can see you, we will consider you checked in. But I need to be able to see, even if you're a speck on the horizon, you need to be able to tell me, stand on the dock and look at 2 o'clock. And if I can see you, we will consider you checked in. If you are having mechanical difficulties, if you're coming up the river at 70 miles an hour and you're calling me because you timed it wrong and you're going to be 2 minutes late getting back, sorry, no such luck. When you return, we will have the check-in boat out and you will show your team number to them so they know who you are. On day 2, the exception to this, whoever finishes in the top 10 on day 1 will be asked to hold to the end coming to the scales for day 2. Unless you have an issue with fish health. If you have a fish that's weak and it needs to be weighed in early, let us know and we will accommodate that. 1 pound penalty for each minute you're late. Excuse me. And in the event of fog, obviously we will delay takeoff and we will extend fishing time, as I mentioned, to within the limits of our tournament variance. If you go by the takeoff boat and your intention is to go to the Nakawik Stream, you're going to take off. You will be to the right of the pontoon boat we're using for our takeoff boat. You're going to go out, you're going to circle back, and you're going to go down the complete opposite side of that boat. Have some respect for the other boats that are still in an idle-only zone, and we do have some no-wake zones we're going to touch on here in a minute. So have respect for those boats. Don't just spin around and cause a great big wake. And, you're choosing to go back against the flow of traffic, so let's use a little common sense and keep everyone safe. If you have a distressed fish, we will open the scales for distressed fish by 1 p.m. Anything before 1 p.m., please use your best judgment. I'd rather see you, I know you're going to hate to do it, you don't want me to say this, but I'd rather see you release a 5-pound fish to give it a fighting chance than to hold on to it and let it die. As mentioned before, takeoff order will be drawn randomly tonight, and then you will draw your own numbers at a random draw after weigh-in tomorrow. Out of bounds areas downriver in front of the Mactaquac Dam. Are there yellow buoys out? Anyone been down there? Okay. Don't put yourself in a stupid spot. It's that simple. Don't get right in front of the Mactaquac Dam, because nobody's coming to tow you out if they open that up and you get in trouble, you know, because it's just nothing we can do. So please don't put yourself in that position. Upriver, you cannot go past the Highway 2 bridge on the Meduxa Keg. So if you're going up the keg, you cannot go past the highway bridge, and you cannot cast above the Heartland covered bridge. One of the guys showed me some maps that were in the welcome package. The boundary line on that looks to be beyond the Heartland Bridge. I don't know whether I'm reading it wrong or if that was a mistake, but the Heartland covered bridge, as always, is the boundary line, so no casting beyond the Heartland covered bridge. No wake zones. King's Landing Stream is a no wake zone. There's horses, other animals in at King's Landing. You know, let's take it easy through there. No casting above, out from under the cover of the bridge. You can cast under the bridge, either end, but you can't cast beyond it. Your lure cannot go beyond the cover of the bridge. What's that? You can fish underneath it, just not beyond it. Okay, no wake zones. As I mentioned, King's Landing Stream. Nakowick Stream, we have houses. There's local residents there, so please be good. Take it easy going in the Nakowick Stream. Keep it as a no wake zone. And the entire length of the Meduxa Keg. So if you go in the keg, you hit the old train bridge, the walking bridge now, it's a no wake zone the entire way up through there. So if you're going in the keg, it's going to be at an idle. Community holes. Eel River and the Meduxa Keg. That's it. I've heard people ask about a couple other locations, Pokiok Street. No, those are not community holes. If someone else wants to let you come in on them if they're there first, that's their decision. Our decision, our rule is 75 feet. So if you pull into Pokiok and someone else is there, if they say, yeah, sure, come on in, we don't mind, that's up to them. But the only two community holes, Shawgamog's not community hole, Pokiok's not a community hole, Eel River and the keg. That's it. On day 2, from the launch to the Nakowick Stream Bridge and down to a red marker buoy that will be downstream to the right of the launch, upstream. We're on a corner. I'm getting confused here. So yeah, from the red marker buoy to the bridge on the Nakowick Stream will be off limits on day 2, because obviously there's going to be a pile of fish released there on day 1, and we have the kids tournament there. So you guys got to go find new fish. We'll let the kids get those ones. 6 fish. The limit is 6 fish in a live well. The weigh-in is 5 fish. Culling must take place immediately after a full limit is reached. Any team caught with more than 6 bass in their possession will be disqualified. At the close of the tournament timings or prior to weighing in, all teams must have called their 6th fish. You must only have 5. So before your boat touches the dock or touches shore, only 5 in your live well. You can have 6 the rest of the day. No more than 6, but you can have 6 in your live well until just before you come to shore. Then you have to call your, whichever one you're calling. I assume it's going to be your smallest. Half a pound per dead fish if you come in with fish that are dead, and a dead fish cannot be weighed for a lunker prize. We will be doing data collection. I'm going to say not at the request, but at the requirement of the Department of Natural Resources this year. They're really getting a little fussier about making sure they get catch data from all the events. So Tim, I believe, is going to be doing the data collection, probably at the bump tank each day for weigh-in. It is mandatory to meet with him. If you're not weighing in, okay, you're not weighing in. stick by, stop, poke your head by and tell Tim, like, it's team 13, we're not weighing in, and carry on. But it is mandatory to submit your catch data. Weigh-in procedure. I think it's all still on that slide. Yeah, it is. You're going to unload at the public docks. So that... Oh, so I am. Okay, so you're going to unload at the public docks, which are the docks that don't have the gates. Once you have received a bag from a tournament volunteer, do not take your fish out of live well and put them in your own bag. You're going to be using our bags. Okay? If you come to the bump tank with your own bag, you're going to be sent back to your boat. So do not take your fish out until one of our volunteers has given you the bag. Once you get the bag, put your fish in it, proceed up to the bump tank or staging area. It's not going to be hard to find. It's like a 12-foot long tank that's going to have water running through it, and there's going to be 3 or 4 people around it. You're going to be good to go. When you're called up, when it's your turn, you'll come to the stage. We'll weigh your fish. Largemouth lunker, smallmouth, well, largemouth lunker if you have one, smallmouth lunker, whatever the case may be. You'll move on. There'll be a holding tank on the other side and a backdrop where you get some pictures taken. And then your fish will be moved on to the group from Acadia University for scale sampling, tagging, and release. Before anyone asks, there is no onus on you guys to move largemouth back to where they were caught. Anything to do with largemouth falls on us. So if you catch a 6-pound largie, and we know they're down there or up there, I'm not going to say which, but they're around. A lot of guys were concerned that we were going to be asking them to run them back after they were weighed in. That all falls on us as the organizers. You just bring them to the scales and we weigh them, and then after that, they're ours. We have to deal with it. As I said, after you come off stage, backdrop there for your pictures, and then your fish move on to Acadia University for release. So basically, you come from here, you come in here, we weigh them, or sorry, I guess it's going to be the stage here. Then your fish are going to come off, and we're going to have a backdrop set up in this vicinity, and then we will have runners. At this point, the fish become our problem, our responsibility. We will have runners that will take your fish after you've had your pictures taken and move them over to where Acadia is set up, and they will look after the release. Okay? So it's really pretty straightforward for you guys. The biggest thing is do not take those fish out of the boat until you have a bag from one of us. We do have YouTube and Facebook Live links that will be made available through the NACWC website and through NB Bass Tour and Destination NACWC social medias throughout the day, so we'll make sure you guys have access to those so your families and friends at home can watch. Tournament results from day 1 will be linked on the Destination NACWC website. There will be a link there to a leaderboard. Contact numbers. These should be in all your packages. Obviously, in emergency, don't call me first. I'm fat and slow. Call 911. On the water assistance, if you need anything, you have a question about rules or procedure, or you have a breakdown and you need to know what you need to do to be able to transfer your fish to another boat, you call me. My phone number's on the documentation you received. If for some reason I am unavailable, you call Mayor Fox, his number is there, or Tanya. Both of their numbers are there. Try me first. If you cannot reach me for some reason, or if I am occupied because somebody else got to me first, then try one of them. If you have a protest at the end of the event, you have 30 minutes after weigh-in to officially file a protest. You would be protesting, obviously, a rule infraction, penalty, or disqualification, and it must be submitted in writing to me. And we're being nice. We're not even charging you a protest fee. So, any questions on rules or procedures? I like this bunch. Okay, if we have no questions on rules and procedures, I'm going to ask Tim and Greg to come back up, and we've got some more door prizes to give away. First off, compliments of the Big Axe Brewery, our wonderful hosts for this evening. We have a $25 gift card, a beer stein, and t-shirt. Team 48, Mitchell McLean. Team 48, Mitchell McLean. Okay, yeah, he looks like he's 19. He's okay. Next up, we have another Bubba Pro Series scale, compliments of Minnow Tackle Shop. Bubba Pro Series Smart Scale, compliments of Minnow Tackle Shop. Team 64, Dave Matheson. Dave Matheson, congratulations on a new Bubba scale. Next one we have is compliments of Jeff Wilson. We have a Canada Bass shirt. This one is signed by all of the Pan Am team captains. So on there you would have Scott Martin's signature. It's probably the one that's the hardest to read. We have a couple, or at least one famous New Brunswicker's name on there. Mr. Martin Bear's signature is on there. One of the team to catch the first ever 20-pound bag in the province of New Brunswick. So he was there representing our New Brunswick First Nations. So congratulations, Martin, for doing that. Justin McDougall, Team 47, come claim your Canada Bass jersey. Next up, from River Valley Escape. From River Valley Escape, we have a $100 gas card. Oh no, he doesn't need gas. He's full of hot air already. Bruce Rothwell, where you at? Congratulations, Bruce, on your $100 gas card. Back to our friends from the Fredericton Capital Region Tourism. For those of you who are not aware, for I believe it's the second year in a row, the PGA, if any of you are golf fans, are bringing an event to New Brunswick. The Explore New Brunswick Open in July, so we're getting 2 tickets to the PGA Tour Americas. Team 53, Joe Ross. Joe Ross, congratulations. You a golfer, Joe? Another new expensive hobby. Okay. None of you guys ever go through trailer tires, do you? I can just take those home, right? We have 4 trailer tires from OK Tire in Woodstock, I believe it is. So compliments of OK Tire. He doesn't need them. He's got a brand new boat with a brand new trailer. Donovan McLean, where you at? 4 trailer tires, compliments of OK Tire in Woodstock. And last but not least, we have a Yeti Tundra 35 cooler and 2 Yeti hats. We have a Yeti 35 cooler and 2 Yeti hats, compliments of our friends at Yeti. We'll also be providing our Yeti hot seats and a bunch of other stuff for the weekend. Team number 29, Mr. Bruce Clark. Come grab your Yeti cooler. Does anyone want to grab a quick beer before we do the takeoff numbers? Is everyone good? Oh, I'm being summoned. If I didn't know you, I might, but it's a little easier for me where I can recognize you. Okay. Rather than spending the next hour drawing out poker chips, Mayor Fox, through the wonders of technology, is going to show us that we've been doing it wrong all these years. He has all the teams entered into a spreadsheet. He's going to click a button. That button is going to jump and randomize this list 73 times. So it's going to take a minute or two. It's going to work and it's going to jump. And you're going to see the numbers on the screen here changing. But when it comes to a stop, we're going to have our randomly generated takeoff order. Whenever you're ready, push the button, sir. See the numbers here changing. It's just like watching that roulette wheel go around and around and around, and where's it going to land? Now, this is reverse order. So, yeah, you better drive. Do we want to count it from the top, bottom to the top? Okay, taking off 73rd, and I apologize, I didn't do this. This is Tim. Team number 29, Young and Clark. 72, Hunt and Hahn. Team number 34. Taking off 71st, McAllister and Simard. Team number 20. Tim, you should not have talked to me. You just jinxed yourself. Taking off 70th, team number 18, Beacon Chambers. 69th, team number 17, Gray and Langer. Man, I'm going to hear that one. Team 68, Milton and Team 61, Milton and Cody, taking off in 68th position. Team 30, Mayhew and Gallant, you are taking off 67th. Team 50, Johnston and Burrows, you're taking off 66th. Team 67, Kendrick and Kendrick, you are taking off 65th. Team 39, Shields and Shields, you're taking off 64th. Team 13, Dempsey and Dempsey, you're taking off 63rd. Team 58, Ash and Henniger, you are taking off, where'd that go? He moved it, 62nd. Team 46, Rothwell and Thorne, you'll take off 61st. Team 38, Hood and Miles, taking off in 60th position. Team 8, McKay and Amaral, you're taking off in 59th position. Yep. That's good. Team 69, Thibodeau and Mercier, you're taking off in 58th position. Team 49, Marr and Marr, you're taking off 57th. Team 66, Greco and Armstrong, you're taking off 56th. Team 3, Curtis and Simiana. John, I apologize if I say that wrong. You're taking off in 55th position. Team 52, Whalen and Whalen, you're taking off in 54th position. Team 37, Hanley and Allward in 53rd. Carver and Dalrymple, 52nd. Ellsworth and Ramsey, 51st. Edmund and Martel, 50th. Hooper and McLean, 49th. LeBlanc and Staples, 48th. Nickerson and Nickerson, 47. Hooper and Hooper, 46. Brown and Tower, 45. Hood and Cormier, 44. LaPierre and LaPierre, 43. Duncan and Parker, 42. Corey Marr and Will Marr. I apologize. I forgot there was two Marr and Marr teams. So this one in 41st blast off spot is Corey Marr and Will Marr. Team 40 will be Rick Law and a partner if he has one. 39th blast off spot, Brandon Jones and Clark Rayner. 38th blast off spot, team number 63, Thompson and Thompson. 37th blasting off will be Glaspie and Watling. 36th blasting off will be Bear and Poirier. And 35th blasting off, Ross and Ross. We're into the top half of the field now. 34th blasting off will be Mason and Boudelier. Sorry, Jeff, I stumbled, my bad. 33rd blasting off, Galan and Galan. 32nd blasting off, Guimond and Hunt. 31st blasting off, Tucker and Hanscom. 30th blasting off, Bird and Bird. 29th blasting off, Mayo and Mayo. 28th, Wilson and Moran. 27, Getchell and McDonald. 26, Hunt and McLean. 25, McNeil and Gordy. 24, McLeod and McLeod. 23, Harris and Matheson. I need to go back down a couple spots, Tim. 22. I need one. There we go. That'll do. Stockdike and Stockdike are blasting off 22nd. The man, the myth, the legend, Skipton and Forrest, 21st. Totten and Ledgewith taking off in the 20th position. Jacobs and Iron in 19th. Shea and Devney in 18th. Dussault and Bellier in 17th. Bazanson and Horning in 16th. Logatek and Peruchek in 15th. Wright and Desjardins in 14th. Gauguin and Gauguin in 13th. Blackwood and Fancy in 12th. Norman and Hester taking off in 11th. So now our top 10 blast-off positions. Blasting off in 10th place, the team of Ross and Goodwin. In 9th, the team of Arsenault and Shaw. In 8th, the team of Thomas and McFarlane. In 7th, the team of Foster and Landry. 6th, Gilby and McDonald. 5th, Pye and Blois. 4th, Kang and Dussault. 3rd, McGrath and Nixon. 2nd, Monroe and McDougall. And taking off first will be the team of Walton and Bradbury. This takeoff list will be posted on social media and the website tonight. Just social media, I guess, tonight, not on the website. So if you're not sure what your number is, double check the social media, either Destination Nakwik or NB Bass Tour later this evening. Your numbers will be there. If you have any questions, come see us this evening, folks. If not, 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll see you all at the ramp. Oh, I guess Tim does have a few words left to say.
Folks, we'll see you first thing tomorrow morning, and drive safe going home or to where you're staying for the evening, and we'll kick things off first thing tomorrow morning. So, looking forward to it. Thank you.
I'll put that back. I didn't know if you wanted those ballots. I was recording one lot, so.